I think it's all about the reservations that people have. So the last thing they want to do is, Paul gets a Cybertruck and then all of a sudden flips it 3-6 months later. So
who cares?
Yeah. Well, because look, they're trying right now. It's a supply-demand issue. I mean, this is going to be a tough vehicle to make. You're not going to be able to produce it from a mass perspective. This is just them putting some guardrails in. Definitely, it's not the headline you want to see in terms of the way it comes off, but I do believe that at least there is their intention.
I mean, look, Porsche deals with this all the time as well. Pagani, all the super high-end car makers, they just say if you sell one of these vehicles, if you flip it after we've sold it to you, we'll never sell you another one again. Why doesn't Tesla say the same thing?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think
you can't buy a 911R and then auction it on eBay the next day. Like, that's not cool.
Why
right?
not? It's my car.
No, I mean, you can.
Yes.
You are allowed to do that, but
Yes.
Porsche doesn't want you to because they've agreed to sell it to you for a measly $200,000, and then you turn around and get $1.25 million for it.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's not Tesla's business, though, right? They're not gonna. It's not gonna hurt their reputation if Dan Ives gets a Cybertruck for $100,000 and then sells it to Matt Miller for $200,000.
Yeah, look, I mean, and I think that's something. This is unique in terms of what they're trying to deal with right now, because you do have a vehicle that's going to be rare in terms of as it's produced and how many vehicles ultimately come out.
How many can they make?
Look, I think ultimately, ideally, you'll get to 200K, 250K at one point, but when you go into next year, 50K is really what you're looking at. Ideally, November 30th is when they actually start to deliver. But it's an important ramp because investors need to be convinced, as you guys have talked about often, that they will be able to produce and actually deliver on new vehicles, especially what could be a sub 30K vehicle by later next year.
I mean, I question how much money the Cybertruck will actually be worth in the secondary market. It is going to be rare, but it's difficult to make. No, I love it. Oh, my goodness. I think it's so cool. Did you never watch Buck Rogers? It totally reminds me of what we thought space was like in the 70s, But the thing is, is it made with this gigacasting? Is the body essentially one cast piece, which is so cool, but imagine if you get a dent. Like somebody ran into my 911, I had to replace the rear quarter panel. That was $16,000. What happens if you get a dent in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you get a dent, it's going to be an issue, right? I mean, in terms of if you look at the way that this is being structured, and anyone that's seen it in person, it's a special vehicle. And that's why, look, reservations, upwards of, call it $750K, $1 million.
Really?
I mean, even though a bunch of those could cancel, but I do believe there's demand for it. And I think that's why with Tesla as an overall story, many there are saying that the demise, the best growth is in the rearview mirror. I disagree. I think this is just more of a transition to the next phase of the Tesla growth.
Do you have a reservation?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
For the truck?
For the Cybertruck.
So cool. And when do you expect to take delivery?
Look, I think probably sometime next year. And then ultimately, it's one where that's going to be the question. Like if like Rivian, that was really a big part of, I think, the black eye that we saw at Rivian in terms of just reservations continue to get kicked down the road, and then others eventually canceled.